Hello everyone and welcome to the qualifiers of the Krystal Marble League. Here we have the events and qualifiers and the teams competing in each group. On to our first event, which is the Swing Wave. First up we have Gliding Glaciers and Crazy Cat's Eyes competing in our first heat, and off they go. And that was a pretty disastrous start from the Crazy Cat's Eyes. Both teams will put one in the catch basin. The Cat's Eyes did not have a good run, only a 12 for them, 21 for the Glaciers though. That's pretty okay. Galactic and Roho Rollers up now. And here they go. Galactic leave 2 in that 1 zone, but Rollers put 2 in the catch basin. Galactic have 1 there, and that will be a pretty bad run from both teams. 14 for Galactic and only 8 for the Rollers. Chocolatiers and Shining Swarm are up now. What can they do? Off they go. And it is looking pretty good so far. Swarm will put 2 in the catch basin though, and that will hurt their run a lot. A 12 for them, but it's a 26 for the Chocolatiers, which is pretty good. Team Primary in the Oceanics, let's see what they can do. Here they go, and it will be neither team making it past the 8, but let's see. They will both get a 23, which is pretty solid compared to others. Rangers and the Savage Speeders, the classic rivalry up here. Let's see who can do the better of them. And it looks like both teams will put 1 in the catch basin, and it will be bad runs for both. Midnight Wisps and the Kobolds up now. And here they go. It's pretty bad for both teams so far. Midnight Wisps seem to do the better of them. A 23 for the Wisps, which is pretty good, but a 13 for the Kobolds. Turtle Sliders and Jungle Jumpers. Let's see how they do. Off they go, and what happened there? They seem to get all bunched up together, but the Jungle Jumpers seem to have had the better run. A 20 for them and a 14 for the Sliders. Pinkies and Balls of Chaos up now. And here they go. And Balls of Chaos will have 1 in the 10 zone, Pinkies have 1 in the 9. And that will result in a 23 for the Pinkies, Balls of Chaos 25. Chocolatiers will win gold, Balls of Chaos silver, and Pinkies bronze. Green Ducks and Hazers to start off Group B here. Here they go now. Let's see how they do. Green Ducks put 2 in the catch basin, almost 3. Which will only result in an 11 for them, but it's a 31 for the Hazers, and that's an amazing run. Limers and the Thunderbolts up now. Let's see how they can do now. And Thunderbolts will put 2 in the catch basin, but Limers have 1 in the 10 and 9 zones, which will result in a 26, but Thunderbolts will only get a 10. Mellow Yellow and Minty Maniacs. Let's see how these teams will stack up against the rest. Minty Maniacs put 2 in the catch basin. There's 2 Mellow Yellows in the 8 and 1 Maniacs there. 25 for Mellow Yellow, but only 14 for the Minties. Indigo Stars and Bumblebees up now. And off they go. And it seems to be another 2 for Indigo Stars in the catch basin, which will only be a 10 for them, but a 22 for the Bumblebees. Team Momo and Raspberry Racers here. Let's see how they do. Raspberries will put 2 in the catch basin, which will only be a 10 for them, but Momo not doing good either with a 15. Solar Flares and Snowballs off now, and it doesn't seem to be very good. Solar Flares do put that one catch base in, but a lot of marbles dropping off early. A 6 for Flares and 9 for the Snowballs. That is not very good at all from either team. Jawbreakers and Hornets now. Let's see if they can hopefully do better than that. And it looks like they will, with a 20 for the Jawbreakers and 16 for Hornets. The Pacific Pinwheels and Foresters to round out the swing wave now. And off they go. And it is going to be a win for the Pacific Pinwheels, I believe, out of these two. Yep, a 26 for the Pinwheels and 19 for Foresters. Hazers will come up with the gold, Limers silver, Pacific Pinwheels bronze. On to the sprint now. In our first heat, we have Chocolatiers, Crazy Cat's Eyes, Midnight Wisps, and Team Galactic competing. Here they go, and it looks to be the Chocolatiers and Team Galactic out in the lead, and they will advance. Crazy Cat's Eyes and the Midnight Wisps are out. Balls of Chaos, Shining Swarm, Savage Speeders, and Oceanics now in this heat. And off they go. It seems to be a good start for the Oceanics, and they and the Savage Speeders will advance. Heat C off now, which consists of Pinkies, Orangers, Gliding Glaciers, and the Turtle Sliders. Off they go. And who will get the best start? It seems to be the Orangers out in the lead, along with Gliding Glaciers. Turtle Sliders and Orangers were very neck and neck. Who got it? And it is the Turtle Sliders. Team Primary, Cobalts, Roho Rollers, and the Jungle Jumpers now. Here they go. And Cobalts seem to be out into the lead, and they will get advancement at least. Roho Rollers will beat them, but they still advance. Galactic Speeders, Oceanics, and the Chocolatiers in our first semi-final. There we go. And it's the Savage Speeders who will get the win, but who got second? It was the Oceanics. On to our second semi-final now. Here they go. Who get the best start? Turtle Sliders out into the lead. And Cobalts will advance along with them. Team Galactic will get 5th, Gliding Glaciers 6th, Rollers 7th, and Glaciers 8th. Into our final now. Who will get the gold in the sprint? Here they go, and it is the Cobalts who will get the win. Turtle Sliders will get bronze, Oceanic silver. Savage Speeders will have to settle for 4th though. Balls of Chaos will come in last, and how does that affect the standings? Chocolatiers will stay in first, Oceanics jump up to 2nd. Now here's Group B. How will the first heat go? And it seems to be the Bumblebees out into the lead, and them and Team Momo will advance along to the semi-finals. Indigo Stars and Hazers are out. Limers, Jawbreakers, Raspberry Racers, Minty Maniacs in Heat B. Here they go now. And the Minty Maniacs seem to be off into the lead. Here come the Raspberry Racers and Limers. That was a very tight race for first, but Limers and the Raspberries will advance. On to our next heat. Pacific Pinwheels, Foresters, Snowballs, and Green Ducks. Here. Off they go, and it looks to be the Green Ducks out into the lead. and them and the Foresters will advance. Now we go on to our final heat. Mellow Yellow, Solar Flares, Thunderbolts and the Hornets. And off they go. Solar Flares very far behind the rest at the beginning, and they will recover into third, but it's not enough as the Thunderbolts and Hornets will advance. Snowballs will get 9th, Mellow Yellow and last. On to our first semi-final now. Let's see how these teams will do. Bumblebees seem to be out into the lead now, and they will not lose it and will advance along with the Raspberry Racers. Limers and Team Momo are out. Green Ducks, Thunderbolts, Hornets and Foresters will be in the second semi-final, and away they roll. It seems to be a tight battle for first, but it's the Green Ducks and Foresters who run away from the other two, and they will advance. Thunderbolts and Hornets will be out. On to our final now. Bumblebees, Foresters, Raspberry Racers and Green Ducks. And off they go. It looks to be the Green Ducks out into the lead again. Raspberry Racers following in second. And Bumblebees will get the bronze. And there are the results of the event, with Green Ducks getting the gold. Mellow Yellow will take last. Green Ducks will jump all the way up to the top spot. And on to the triathlon now. In our first heat, Chocolatiers, Rojo Rollers, Team Galactic and Balls of Chaos are up now. And it's the Chocolatiers who get the best start into the track section, followed by the Rojo Rollers. They're all pretty close together as we go on to the sand section now. And it seems to be Team Galactic. No, Balls of Chaos come up now. Rojo Rollers tried to make a fight, but they will not get past the Chocolatiers as the Balls of Chaos and the Chocolatiers advance to the next round. Oceanics, Primaries, Turtle Sliders and Rangers make up our next heat, and off they go onto the track section of the courses. Rangers will take the lead. Oceanics very far behind the rest of the field. Rangers and Team Primary separating themselves from the bottom two as they go into the water section. Turtle Sliders are fighting back, and both them and Primary overtake the Rangers. In fact, the Oceanics also do, but it will not be enough to advance as the Turtle Sliders and Team Primary advance onto our next round. Now for our next heat, and away they roll. Here they go. Who will have the lead? It's the Glaciers out in front in the track section, followed by, I believe that's the Midnight Wisps. Onto the sand section now. Glaciers will take it. No, the Midnight Wisps making a chase for the lead, and they will overtake the Gliding Glaciers, but Gliding Glaciers will still advance anyways. Shining Swarm and Cobalts are out. On to our final heat now, and away they go. And who get the best start? It is the Cats on this track section, but the others aren't too far behind. Savage Speeders are trailing behind the rest by a little bit, and off they go into the water section. Savage Speeders are trying to make a comeback, but the Pinkies get back. And can they pass the Jungle Jumpers? They do! And will advance along with the Crazy Cat's Eyes into the semi-finals. On to our first semi-finals now. Balls of Chaos, Team Primary, Chocolatiers and the Turtle Sliders up now. And away they go. It will be the Chocolatiers out into the lead now across this track section. All four teams pretty close together as they will enter the sand section now. And there they go into the water, all neck and neck. Turtle Sliders have the lead, but Team Primary and Balls of Chaos fight back, and those two will advance. Turtle Sliders and the Chocolatiers will go out. On to our next semi-final. Midnight Wisps, Crazy Cat's Eyes, Flying Glaciers, and the Pinkies now. Off they roll now, and it's the Pinkies who get the best start, followed by the Midnight Wisps, and as they run away from the other two teams, Pinkies and Wisps collide, which causes the Wisps to go further back, and now they enter the water section. Wisps out into the lead now, Pinkies try to fight, and Crazy Cat's Eyes will take the win though, as them and the Pinkies advance on to the next round. On to our final now, Balls of Chaos, Pinkies, Team Primary, and Crazy Cat's Eyes. And off they go. And it's the Team Primary who gets the best launch. And the top two split themselves from the others. Now as they go across this turn into the sand section, Team Primary keep the lead and on into the water section. Balls of Chaos make the pass on the Crazy Cat's Eyes. Pinkies also try to, but Crazy Cat's Eyes will take it back and they'll get the bronze. Team Primary take the gold with Balls of Chaos taking the silver. Here are the results of the event. Cobalts will take last, Team Primary with the gold, and Team Primary move up into first overall. And on to Group B. Okay, and away they roll. And it will be the Hornets who will get the best start onto this track section around the turns, and they will keep the lead, followed by the Green Ducks. And now they go into the water section. Green Ducks try to make a pass on them, but here come the Jawbreakers. Green Ducks will keep it, Hornets fight back, and the Jawbreakers, I believe, did pass the Green Ducks, and they will advance along with the Hornets. On to our next heat with Limers, Thunderbolts, Foresters, and Snowballs, and away they roll. And it's the Foresters who will get the best start onto this track section, followed closely by the Snowballs around the turns, and Foresters will keep the lead onto the sand section, and now off they go into the water section. Snowballs will take the lead, and Foresters will take it back, and they will not win, but they still advance. Snowballs will take the win though, as them and the Foresters advance on into the semi-finals. Our next heat has the Hazers, Pacific Pinwheels, Indigo Stars, and Mellow Yellow, and away they roll. And it's the Hazers who get the best start onto the track section, across the turns, onto the sand section, and into the water section. Indigo Stars fall back into third, Pacific Pinwheels out into the lead, but Indigo Stars will overtake the Hazers in advance. Mellow Yellow, who are very far behind the rest, and it will be the Pacific Pinwheels and Indigo Stars who advance. Bumblebee, Solar Flares, Team Momo, and Minty Maniacs in this heat now. Off they go now, and it's Team Momo who get the best start. Minty Maniacs and Bumblebees having trouble in the starting section, and now as we go into the sand section, it's Team Momo who keep the lead. Solar Flares but behind them, Minty Maniacs trying to make the challenge on them. Solar Flares try to make a challenge on the lead, but it won't work, as Team Momo will get the lead, but Solar Flares do get advancement on into the next round. In our first semi-final, we have Hornets, Snowballs, Foresters, and Jawbreakers. And they're rolling, as it's the Hornets out into the lead now, across the turns and into the sand section now. Hornets keep the lead, But into the water section now as Foresters make a charge on them. Snowballs coming back to fight. Hornets across the line with the Foresters, and them two will advance. Jawbreakers with a very slow time there. 30.896, and that will not be a good time. On to our next heat now, and away they roll now. And it is the Pacific Pinwheels, I believe, out into the lead, followed by the Indigo Stars. No, the Indigo Stars are in the lead, followed by the Pinwheels. Pinwheels try to make a challenge on them. Here come the Solar Flares, though, as they challenge for it. Indigo Stars will still take the win, but Solar Flares will advance along with them. Pacific Pinwheels and Team Momo are out, as we move on to our final now with the Hornets, Indigo Stars, Foresters and Solar Flares, and they are rolling. Solar Flares will get the best start of them on the track section. Indigo Stars far behind the rest though, and they go onto the sand section, and it's the Solar Flares very neck and neck in the water section. Solar Flares and Hornets battling it out. Indigo Stars making a great push for third place, and they will get it. Solar Flares will take the gold, Hornets the silver, Indigo Stars the bronze, Mellow Yellow take another last place, Green Ducks will stay in first, Hornets jumping up to second. On to our final event now, the Funnel Endurance. And away they roll, shooting down those orange funnels now, and onto the blue funnels. Pinkies seem to have gotten stuck there, but they are freed. Pinkies out into lead. A few teams dropping down into that green funnel now, and from this angle seems to be the Balls of Chaos who drop through first, and then a few more dropping down, and Rangers, they're dropping down. Pinky's still into the lead, and it's the Balls of Chaos dropping through again first, and Turtle Sliders there, Bumblebees, Team Primary, I think that is there. And it's the O-Rangers, Turtle Sliders trying to stay in. Balls of Chaos drop through. Turtle Sliders, O-Rangers and Jungle Jumpers are out. Team Galactic, Team Primary, Pinkies and the Midnight Wisps are through. On to our second heat now. And they are rolling. And way they go through the orange funnels and onto the blue now. It's tough to tell who's out in the lead currently. I think that's Aroha Rollers there. And one already in the second green funnel, and it's the Crazy Cat's Eyes about to drop through along with several other teams. And it will be the Cobalts, I believe, who drop through to that next funnel. Crazy Cat's Eyes dropping through, and it will be Cobalts, Savage Speeders, Chocolatiers and Oceanics are out. Gliding Glaciers, Roho Rollers, Crazy Cat's Eyes and Shining Swarm are through onto the next round. Jungle Jumpers will take 9th, Cobalts taking another last place, and on to our final of the Funnel Endurance. Who will make it through onto the main league and shoot down that orange funnel onto the blue funnel? And it is very hard to tell. Pinkies, I think, were currently in the lead there. And it will be the Gliding Glaciers. No, I think that is Team Primary who drop on through first. Pinky's Crazy Cat's Eyes out into the lead now. And Team Primary, Rojo Rollers drop through there. And who will get last place out of these 8 here? Rojo Rollers in danger to drop through. They will get 7th. Primary last. Swarm 6, Glaciers 5th, Wisps 4th, Pinkies get the bronze, Galactic the silver, and Crazy Cat's Eyes the gold. Who will advance on to the next round? Crazy Cat's Eyes will jump up 9 spots and will advance with the 7 other teams seen there. And on to Group B now, and they are rolling. Here they go through those orange funnels and onto the blue funnels now. They're already dropping through to those second funnels. I think that's Snowballs there. Snowballs already in that second green funnel there, and are very far ahead of the rest. Not where you want to be, of course, as this is funnel endurance. And I don't know, I think that's the Limers out in the lead there. Snowball was already on threat of dropping through, and they do. That will not be a very good time for them. I think the Minty Maniacs are about to drop through, and then it's the Raspberry Racers. Thunderbolts are out. Hazers are through. Limers, Solar Flares, Green Ducks are all through. And now on to our second heat, who will advance onto our finals as they shoot down those orange funnels very quickly there, and already onto the blue section. And down in that second blue funnel, it's very hard to tell which teams are where at the moment. I think it's the Indigo Stars about to drop through, and it is. Mellow Yellow are out in the lead currently, ahead of the rest of the field, and already teams are dropping into that final funnel. And who will drop on through first? It will be the Hornets, I believe, then Team Momo. Indigo Stars then drop through. Bumblebees, Jawbreakers, Mellow Yellow, Foresters, and Pacific Pinwheels drop through and advance. And on to our final of Group B, who will advance onto the main league from this group. We'll find out after this heat. And there they go into that blue funnel now. And they're dropping in there. Mellow Yellow, I think, are out in the lead currently as they drop through. Who will get the gold here? Mellow Yellow do drop through and now are in last place. They were in first just a few seconds ago. What happened to them there? Mellow Yellow dropped through to that final funnel first. And who will it be that will go on? Mellow Yellow drop on through first. Solar Flares now. And it will be the Limers who take gold here. Jawbreakers silver, Foresters bronze, and Limers will win the group along with the other 7 in advance. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.